Hey y'all, it's Amy. I am finally getting back into the studio, and I had these paints already mixed up from leftover from other projects. I know I talk about that a lot, but I don't like to waste, so I will save as much as I can to use. And I had all these really fun bright colors that were left, and I put them together here, and I got some base coats back there that were mixed up from some scrapes. And I thought today we might try to use some of these. We've got just some really fabulous colors here, some neons and some piggies. Oh, Constellation is one of my favorites. So I thought we could just see what we could create with the leftovers. I even have a little leftover cloud mix that is set for, I guess that would be about 2 months because I haven't been painting. And let's just see, I guess, what we can do for that. I also have here my handy dandy lint roller, which I suggest having at hand at all times. I have a non-stick mat here that I got from Fluid Art Co. It's a really big one that covers my entire desktop. And every now and again, I will take a lint roller and kind of go across it and get some of the little bits. Of course, it's not going to get everything, that I'll have to use a little soap with that. But you can see on my roller here, it picks up a lot of the little dried drips. And then I'll go in with my mix of Dawn and some water and clean that up every once in a while. I don't do it all the time because you don't want to spend so much time cleaning that you aren't creating. And I am so guilty of that. But I've been working on trying to be a little messier. And as you can see, I think it's working. So let's see what we can create with a few of these colors, and let's get down to that canvas. So here we are. First things first, I am going to get my travel steamer out, and I am going to steam the back of this canvas so that it tightens up really nicely. If you don't have this steamer, you can spray the back of your canvas with water and make sure it rolls into each of the corners. If you're interested in this little guy, I've got a link down there in my description box. I really like using it now on every canvas. I feel like I just get lots better results when I do. You can see I was tapping there to make sure that it's nice and taut. And now I'm centering my canvas, and I'm going to layer my base coat. This is just a white base coat of Liquitex titanium white, and this is going to be 1 part paint mixed with probably more like 3 parts Floetrol and water to thin, as I like my base coat to be pretty thin for everything just to slide around on and get good coverage on the sides. Guys, don't forget, I do have my recipes and colors used down there in my description box, along with links to some of my favorite products and other information that you might want to know. So since I had that leftover cloud mix, we're going to do a cloud pour with all these really delicious bright colors. So I'm making sure that my canvas is good and covered, getting those sides, and then I'll even it all across the top just to make sure everything is nice and even. We don't want anything uneven for the pour to get kind of wonky when you spin it out. So I'm just going back over that. Now I'm going to give my spinner and canvas a little scooch there, and we're going to start layering our cup. So I'm using one of my little favorite mixing cups, and this is one of the smaller ones, but I really like the way it has that wide pointed spout. And because I know someone will ask, the link for that is down below as well. Those cups come in multiple sizes. So I'm starting layering my cup, and I started first with my TLP pigment in Constellation, just a small amount in the bottom of the cup there. And now I'm going in with Liquitex medium magenta. This is this little piggy pigment in velvet. It's hard to see there, but it's one of the interference piggies, and it has a blue sheen to it. And this is Artist Loft in their neon violet. Now I'm going in with my cloud mix, and I'm just gonna do one layer of cloud in this because my canvas isn't that huge, so I gave it a good pour on the cloud. Now I'm going in with a custom yellowy green. I believe this is made up of a couple of Liquitex colors, and this is TLP in Parakeet. If you don't have that one, I love that one. It turns out so nice in the paintings. And then I'm going to top off my cup here with the Pebeo Iridescent Green Blue. As I'm getting ready to pour here, I want to let you know that I will be pouring this out in real time. And at about halfway through, I will be speeding the video up 2 times. You just saw me torch my air bubbles there. I can't stand those air bubbles, so especially in a cloud, I don't want to see any. And I'm going to hold my breath, pray I don't mess up, and get that pour going. Okay, we've got that all poured out. And what I do next is I'm gonna let it sit for just a second and let it start to develop. I don't wait as long as I do when I do a straight pour, but on these clouds, I do let it sit for a second. I'm also gonna go in with my torch and take care of some of those additional air bubbles that may have popped up. And now I have walked away for a minute, and you can see that the design has stretched out just a little bit. And I'm going to tilt back and get my paint in the middle of my canvas before I start slowly spinning and tilting. I tilt slowly and I spin slowly because this is a thinner paint than, say, a bloom, and you don't have to spin very hard to get this paint flowing. So I'm gonna hush up and let y'all watch as I spin all this out, and I'll check in with you at the end. Before I forget, this is sped up. I really try to take my time with this process. have got this spun out about as much as I'm gonna get it. I love the way some of the colors have blended together. Right there, that purple and green looks so pretty together. I like the way the clouds have a pinkish tint to them. I think it turned out pretty well. I'm not loving my composition, but I don't hate it either. But I am loving this color combination. So let's check it out up close. And here you can see all the details in it. It's hard to see that shimmer, but it's in there. Look at the way those clouds picked up that pink and purple. And I love the way the blue and green are highlighting those clouds there. So pretty. Now we're gonna go in for those dried results. Look how beautiful and vivid that is. I am very pleased with this one. Thanks again for watching, y'all, and we'll see you next time down on the canvas.